today's lesson is the hypothesis cube. So our guiding question here is, how do we do science? By the end of this lesson, you'll be making and testing hypotheses just like we do in science. So you're going to want to need you're probably going to want to use some paper, a pencil, and definitely your iPad today to turn in your assignment. Let's start off with our Ignite. What is this? What do you know about these things? Just make a quick list. What do you know about these things? And you can pause the video here so that you have time to write. So we're going to start today by working with this cube. It's called the hypothesis cube. In science, we make hypothesis as part of our scientific process, sometimes called the scientific method. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to make as many observations as you can about this cube. And this cube is available to you as a link in our Schoology folder. So, and you should pause this video and check out that link and make 5 minutes of observations. So what patterns did you notice? Did you notice that on opposite sides there seemed to be some patterns? On a regular dice, do you know the mathematical pattern that exists? So on a dice, if you look at opposite sides, those sides add to 7. So if we apply what we know about a regular dice to what we see in the hypothesis cube, what evidence can we use to figure out what is on that side that has the question mark? So at the bottom of the cube is a question mark, and your task is to write a testable hypothesis. In a testable hypothesis, it begins with the phrase, if something, comma, then something else. So in this particular situation, we might be able to say, if opposite sides of the cube add to 7, then the side underneath the question mark must be and it's going to be some number, right? So what's the opposite side of that cube? And then what's the side that we would hypothesize would be under the question mark? And we're making a prediction stated as a statement that can be proven true or false in a scientific experiment. We're not going to do the experiment today. All we're going to do is write the hypothesis. So this is our example. And if it were me, my sentence would say, if opposite sides of the cube add to 7, then the side underneath the question mark is a 2. But I don't know if that's true or not because we need to do the experiment to figure that out. Hypothesis cube number 2. This is going to be harder, and I want to clarify this before you begin. I am looking for patterns. I'm looking for what do you notice about this cube? There's a lot of different parts of this that you can notice. So you'll have 5 minutes again to make your observations. You can pause this video for 5 minutes, or you can play the slideshow timer for 5 minutes. Okay, so you're back. So what patterns did you notice that can support your ideas? What did you see about colors? What did you see about the letters or the words on the cube? What did you see about the number that was in the top right corner? or the number that was in the bottom left corner? Could you use those patterns to figure out what is underneath the question mark? And you're going to write a hypothesis that starts if something, then something else. So on the bottom of the cube is a question mark, and it's opposite this red side of the cube. So your task is to write a testable hypothesis. Now remember, what are the key words for a hypothesis in science? There's two of them. Make sure that your hypothesis starts with that keyword and that the middle word is the same too. If something, then the side under the question mark is something else. Write your hypothesis, submit it to Schoology.